Today we're going to talk about how to set up the perfect practice space. Let's get started. Welcome to the studio. My name is Cassie and I'm a professional violist and teaching artist. So today's video is all about how to set up the perfect practice space. Now maybe this is something that you haven't thought a lot about before, but we're going to delve into some details today of things that will help make your practice sessions a little bit more efficient. So the most important thing in your practice space is the space itself. You're going to want to find somewhere that's quiet, that's kind of tucked away from the hustle and bustle of the house. This could be your bedroom or an office space, or even outside if you don't want to be practicing inside, weather pending, of course. So we need to find some place that is decluttered, that's like a blank slate for you to be practicing in. Now that you've found your practice space, we want to make sure that we've got the right equipment in the physical space to help us get a really great practice session. So I like to stand when I play, so I'm actually standing on a yoga mat. It's a little bit more comfortable than standing on a hardwood floor. And I've got a link down below to a yoga mat that I recommend that's got a nice amount of squish to it so that you feel comfortable when you're standing. If you don't like to stand and practice and you're looking to sit, we want to make sure that we've got a chair that doesn't have arms. This is really important because when we're bowing, we want to have freedom in our arms, and if the chair has arms on it, we're going to constantly be knocking into it. Cellists need to take special care. They want to make sure that they've got a chair that's the right height for their leg. So you want to find a chair that you can either put a cushion on or that's the right height for your hips and legs to be kind of slightly angled towards the floor. For other string players, this isn't as important, but you definitely want to find a chair that's the right height for you to sit in comfortably. You'll also need a music stand that has an adjustable height. Now I know we've all seen those wire stands, and those are great in a pinch, but I recommend a Manhasset or a metal stand. I've got a link down below for that as well. These are really durable, they can be adjusted, and they're easy to write on, which is really important when you're practicing. When you're not using your stand, you'll want a place to safely store your music. So this could be something as simple as a table or a desk that sits somewhere in that room, or it could be something as fancy as a filing cabinet. But you'll want somewhere to keep that music safe. If we leave it on the stand, it could fall over, it could, if the windows are open, the wind could blow it away. So we want to make sure that we're storing our music somewhere safe. The last two essentials that you need are a pencil with a good eraser and your metronome and tuner. Now your metronome and tuner could be a separate device from your phone. I recommend Tonal Energy Tuner. It's got everything that you could ever want in an app. It's got a metronome, a tuner, a note that drones, you could record yourself, so it's pretty functional. I've got a link down below for that. And for pencils, a lot of professional musicians really recommend the Blackwing pencils, which I also have a link down below for. These write really well and they've got a nice eraser, so it's easy to erase if you're having to make changes, which we often do. So now that we've got the basics of our practice area or studio out of the way, here's some extras that could really help enhance your practice session. I like to use a practice journal, which I've got linked down below. This helps keep track of your practice, so if you're having a really great practice day, you can make a note of that, or if you're struggling with something or have questions for your teacher, you can also make a note of that. In addition to that practice journal, I highly recommend a full-length mirror. This could be something that is transportable, that's got a stand on it so you can kind of adjust the angle of it. But this is really helpful for checking our posture, especially for cellists that, you can't really look down and see what you're doing with your bow. Am I in the right place? Is my bow staying straight? So a mirror can really help you stay aware of your posture. The last two things that you'll want to check out are if you have really good lighting, or if you want to kind of have mood lighting, a light that's not quite so bright, or if you're dependent upon light from the outside, sunlight. If you're trying to practice at night, that's not going to go very well. So you want a lamp that lights your music. You could have a stand light or a desk lamp or a floor lamp, any kind of lamp that would really help keep your music illuminated. And sometimes people like to have a whiteboard instead of writing down in a practice journal. This can help keep your practice organized. It can use it as a calendar if you've got upcoming things that you need to stay on track practice-wise for. So that's another useful tool for your practice studio. I hope those are some useful tips on how to set up a successful practice space for yourself. If you've got a space already made that you really love, comment down below what you really like about it. We'd love to learn from you too. I hope this can enhance your practice and make your practice sessions a little bit more efficient. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.